open market. Okay, for a start, let me ask you, which diagram should you do? Market diagram. Okay, you see, I don't care which angle they come in. You always start off with what? Market diagram. Okay, so I start with market diagram. Okay, X and P, and we have what? Market. Open market. So we start off with market first. Okay, you can extend to the left or you can extend to the right. When they give you more than two types of consumer, because you need to examine the different consumer, right? So you extend to the right. So now they only give you one type, right? So you don't even need to extend to the right. And firm, do you still need to extend to the left? You still need to, right? Because this is a what? PC question. So they need to see your understanding of the PC behavior, the perfect competitive firm's strategy, behavior, profit maximization output. This is the essence of the question, all right? We're talking about PC market, perfect competitive market. So they want you to examine the behavior or the decision making of a perfect competitive firm. So I extend to the left. Firm I. And we are done. First time. Oh, is it? She's smiling, okay? Open market only what? 2 diagrams. Open market only 2 diagrams. Okay? It's not like multi-type firm, it's not like multi-type consumer. Only 2. Okay, only 2. Okay. Let's see the difference now. Stage 1, again, we divide into 4 stages. Every single angle that's 4 stages because PC firm talk about 4 stages. Stage 1 is what? Set up your what? Initial equilibrium. Okay. In every market, stage 1 for open market, you have 2 sides of the game. You have your demand and you have your supply. Okay. So this is stage 1. Okay. Try your best to understand. Okay, then you will see how this is different from multi-type firm and multi-type consumer, and you will know how you can play around with this type of question. Okay, and demand curve. Since we are not talking about 2 types of consumer, right? I'm going very slow here. We're not talking about 2 types of consumer, so it becomes very easy. We just need to what? Plot in your D, right? Demand curve, D. Then you can call it DO. Right, DO. Okay? Easy. Because we are not dividing into 2 types of consumer. We don't have what? DJO, DKO, right? So it's just DO. Happily draw DO. Supply side, are we talking about more than 1 type of firm? No, right? It's so straightforward. When we only have 1 firm, very straightforward. We only have what? MCIO. Let's draw. Because I need to analyze the behavior of the PC firm. MCIO. And from here, I can derive my supply curve. Okay? Okay, what is the next thing you need after you get a demand curve and a supply curve? Typically, what is the next thing you learned in your multi-type consumer and multi-type firm? Okay, this map is very useful because it lets you see. That's why I start to train your stage 1 using this map, right? For multi-type consumer, I use this map, right? To set out the stage. Multi-type firm, I also use this this map, okay? So, demand. For multi-type consumer and multi-type firm, what do you normally do once you get your demand supply curve? You will zoom down to to the magical variable called the price. Then once you have the price, what you do? Oh, extend left, extend right, right? Then you can get all the necessary equilibrium in all the other diagrams. Okay, this is the difference. When you talk about open market here, because your market is open, right? I draw my supply curve first. So this, if your market is closed, listen, this will be your point A, and you have a price. Then you can extend to the left to talk about the firm side of the story, or extend to the right to talk about the consumer type of story. But because now your market is open, okay, open means what? You only have what? You have foreign goods in, or you're selling to overseas as well. So that means your market combined with the rest of the world market. And world market, you only have what? One price. I say again, you only have what? One price. If you are close, this will be your price. You only focus on domestic demand and domestic supply. Okay, take note here. Okay, so what I want to add is this. Do you see the difference? I'm going to show you the difference. First, this is your local demand and local supply. Aha, do you see the difference now? You need to add in local demand, local supply. Right now you're open. Open, very simple. Open depending on right now before. You don't go into the price. First thing is this. You need to decide. Listen, you need to decide whether you are an exporting industry or an importing industry, even before you find the world price. So one more time. Multi-type consumer, multi-type firm, your demand and supply will give you your what? Your price. Price is the magical number, right? Once you have price, you can extend to the left or extend to the right. But for open market, because now you combine with the rest of the world, okay? So how do you derive the price? Your price is no longer derived by your own demand or your own supply. Do you see where's the broken link here? Multi-type consumer, multi-type firm, you can move down with the price and continue to move down, but open market is not. This price here is not determined by your demand or supply. Okay? So, there's something very interesting. You have, before you can know where to plug in the price, you have to ask yourself whether you examine a what? Exporting industry or an importing industry. Exporting industry. Tell me, exporting industry. You are selling the rest of the world. Okay, look, think the chain of thought. Later I'm going to put it here for you. Don't worry. When you're talking about exporting industry, what? You are producing more or less than your local demand. Think about it. More, right? Exporting. You are not only selling to your local people, you also sell to the what? Foreign market. So exporting means what? You are producing more than your local demand. So the supply should be more than your demand, right? Think. So where should the price be? Where's supply more than demand? Anything above here, right? I draw my price, supply more than demand. I draw my price, supply more than demand. Do you understand? So then you need to know where is the price that you should be. Exporting industry, your price will be here. All this, above. Hey, don't memorize above or below. Learn the reason behind. Exporting industry, you are producing not only for your own people, you also produce what? For the world. So you will supply more than your own demand. Because you're not only selling to your own people, you're also selling to the rest of the world. So, any price here. Imagine I draw the price. This is my PO, or my international price, PO. Supply more than demand. So I am what? An exporting industry. Okay? Next, if you are an importing industry, think about it. If you are an importing industry, means what? Your own people not only buy from you, also buy from the what? Rest of the world, right? That means what? That means your own production is not even enough to meet your own local needs. Therefore, your people have to what? Buy from the rest of the world. So that means your supply will be less than your local demand. You get it? So, importing industry, I'm showing exporting first, okay? Importing industry, this will be my PO, right? Imagine here. My demand will be, any price below, right? My demand will be more than supply. My demand will be more than supply. You understand? You get it? Any price above, my supply more than demand, my supply more than demand. Okay? You get it? Slowly. Never mind, we're going slow here. Derek, okay? All good? So, what is the difference for stage 1 here? The stage 1 here is, just take note of this. Once you get your demand and supply, don't be so quick. Because sometimes it's mechanical. You all move so fast to draw your PO. In this case, PO, in this case, your market price is not determined by your demand and supply. Okay, so what we have, something very interesting. PO is determined separately. Okay, and what can determine your PO is whether you are what? An exporting industry. Okay, I put it here. I put it here. Okay, so not only do you have to look at market, you have to also look at whether you are exporting industry or you are an importing industry. then this one, okay, will give you different PO. You get it? Depending on which one is it. It's an OR. You all understand? It's an OR. That means your PO is no longer derived after this. Is after you plot this, then you have to conclude whether you have to look at, after you look at the market, you have to look at, this is your domestic only, right? You have to look at whether you are exporting industry or importing industry, then you will know how to get your PO, and they are different. Can? Understand? So exporting. The trick I can teach you is this. For exporting industry, take note, you have to set a price. Because that means PO in this case is your control point. Do you realize now? It's not determined by the curve you draw. You plug it in, open market. You plug it in. You want to plug here also can, how to plug here also can, you want to plug here also can. Exporting industry. Importing industry, here. Your control point. Where you want to put, you decide your PO. It's no longer determined by demand and supply. You decide. But of course, this is the thing. So over here, exporting means what? Your supply is more than your local demand, right? Importing, your supply is less than your local demand. That means you have to choose a price where your supply is less than your local demand, right? Can? Supply is your domestic production. Okay. Okay. Okay, this is one more interesting thing. Market, what we need to see is the what? It's the supply and demand curve. Listen, in a market, what we want to see, market equilibrium is determined by what? Market equilibrium is determined by market demand and market supply. Do we have the market demand and market supply here? No. This is what? Domestic supply. Domestic demand. So for open market, after you have this, you still need to take one extra step. Take note, open market, first thing to take note is what? Your price is not determined by demand and supply. Because when you plot it in, it's local demand, local supply. Okay, your price is set by you. And how to set the price depending on whether it's an exporting or importing industry, depending on which one you want to illustrate. Second thing to take note of, for open market, you need to take a further step to derive your what? Market demand and market supply. Okay, how do you derive a market supply? Okay. Market demand first. Market demand first. Imagine when you sell all this, people will buy. If your price is so high, imagine your price is higher than the world price. Think. When your price is higher than the world price, only your own people will buy, right? Own people will buy. Buy, 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 buy. Once you hit what? Once you hit this amount, what happened? Straight. Hey, you understand? Because once your price hit this amount, you enter the world market. Once your price hits this amount, the rest of the world will what? Buy from you. Higher than this amount, you only have your own market to buy from. Only your own people will buy. But once your price hit this amount, the rest of the people in the world will what? Buy from you. So, look. This is your market demand curve. I always ask students to highlight because later you will see. So this is your DO. DO. Can? Okay. Let's take a look at market supply. Okay. Given this price, your domestic producer supply so much, supply, continue. Higher price, they will continue to supply more. So this is your market supply. Do you know why? Okay, later I will show you how. I will show you a mechanical step. Hopefully it's easier for you. This is also your market supply, SO. Okay? I will show you how do you know when is the king. Okay? Take note of this because over here we are talking about exporting industry. Exporting what? Exporting, look. Exporting, your market demand include, or look here. You know why I hit the demand curve? Listen. Exporting industry, my market demand include local demand and foreign demand, right? One more time. In an exporting industry, means what? You are selling not only to your local, you also sell to what? Foreigner. So your market demand will include local demand as well as foreign demand. That will give you your total market demand. So your market demand curve will have to take into account of foreign buyer. Selling side, no problem. Can? But when you talk about an importing industry, so okay, so this for exporting industry. Therefore, you have a separate demand curve. Therefore, your demand curve is not the same as your what? Local demand curve, right? Because your market demand curve include both local demand as well as what? Foreign demand. Therefore, you have a new demand curve. Your market demand curve is different from your local demand curve. Supply curve is the same. But when you talk about importing industry, now your people buy from what? Both local producer as well as what? Foreign producer, right? Importing industry, your people will buy from local domestic producer as well as what? Foreign producer. So they buy local product, they also buy what? Foreign product. So looking into a market means what? Who is selling? Who is selling in your market? Both the local domestic producer are selling to a market as well as what? Foreign producer are also selling to a market. They come in as import. So your market supply include what? Both local producer as well as foreign producer. Therefore, your market supply is different from your local supply. And in this perspective, you have a new market supply curve. While your demand, no difference. You understand? Exporting, some students prefer to memorize. Exporting heat demand. Importing heat supply. But I need you to understand the chain of thought. Don't just memorize. Can? Exporting industry. One more time. A bit naggy. We have a lot of time today. Don't worry. Okay. Right? Exporting industry. You selling to your local and foreigner. So in your market, you have local buyer and foreign buyer. So your market demand is different from your local demand. So you have to derive a new market demand. Supply side, no difference. Supply side, your market supply and local supply is the same. Okay? Importing industry. You are buying from local producer and foreign producer. So in other words means what? Local producer is selling to your market, foreign producer also selling to your market. So your market supply include both local supplier and foreign supplier, international supplier. So your market supply is different from your local supply. Therefore, you need to derive a new market supply curve. Demand, don't touch. You understand? All can understand this? Okay? So the whole chain is a little bit long. The whole chain, it all starts from what? Whether you are exporting industry or importing industry. Okay? Let's take a look at the whole chain. Before I draw this one is very fast, right? This one done, here is easy. So this is the part that causes students to confuse, because after that, when I go into the shop, right, that's where a lot of things can be turned. I can play with a lot of things here. So I need you to understand this very well. If you start off from an exporting industry, means you need to choose a price where what? Exporting industry, you need to choose a price where? Okay. Exporting industry means you are selling to both what? Local and foreigner. Okay, means what? Means you need to choose a price. PO must be a price where your local supply is more than your local demand, so that you can sell to both, right? You have access to sell. You not only satisfy your own local buyer, you also have to cater to the foreign buyer, right? Okay, so this will fix your PO. After you fix your PO already, next one is this. You need to know exporting industry. Okay, I have both local buyer and foreign buyer. So my market demand will be different from my local demand. Therefore, I need to derive a new market demand. Don't understand? Yes? You see, this I told you, this is like statistics already. Some totally understand. Why, Daniel, why are you repeating this again and again? Some is like still frowning. Okay? Exporting industry. Ta-da! Meaning. Okay? Meaning. You sell to what? You sell to both local buyer All understand, I can skip this, you know. And foreign buyer. Exporting what, right? What does this mean? These two will add up together to be your what? This thing will add up together to be your what? These two will add up together to be your market demand. So you have a new market demand curve because your market demand includes both local and foreign buyer. While local demand only include what? Local buyer. And therefore, they are not what? They are not equal, right? And you need to derive a new local demand. Can? Do you see? Okay. Okay. Next thing you see from here. Because now you have foreign buyer. You have foreign buyer. You have foreign buyer. Okay. So it means what? It means that your supply must meet both local and foreign buyer, right? You see here? Your supply must meet both local and foreign buyer. Okay. Try to take a look here. Okay. Your supply must meet those local and foreign buyer. So you see here? Okay, this will be equals to your market supply, right? Hey. Therefore, look, right? This plus this will give you market supply, right? Because your supply must meet the demand from here and here, right? Therefore, your market supply must be bigger than the local supply. And this will let you derive to your market price. Your market price must be a price that your market supply, your local supply, because you're supplying to two buyers, what must be bigger than your local demand. Do you see this? Do you see this? Exporting industry, I include local buyer and foreign buyer. Okay? So when there are two, so my market demand include local buyer and foreign buyer. So this together, add up together will give me my market demand. But my local demand only what? Hey! Hey! Someone laughing. Someone laughing at me. And this one I cannot edit. Aiya. This one is what? Foreign. Very good. Okay. And this is local. So my market demand include both foreign and local. While my local demand only local. So my market demand is not the same as my local. So I need to take the extra step to derive the what? Market demand curve. Meanwhile, foreign plus local, I am producing for both foreign and local. So to meet their demand, this add up together, the quantity add up together will give me my local supply. Okay? And since, do you see here? Local supply must also be bigger than local demand, right? Therefore, I need to choose a price level where this is bigger than this. You get it? And these two is actually equal. You understand? Okay, anyway, you understand? This is just a sidetrack. Something extra to help. This is new. Last time I never thought about this. This is new just to help those who find it hard to understand. Some of you understand, I know. I say this is like statistics. Those who got it, very easy. But you'll be surprised if some of your friends just don't get it. Okay? Okay? Understand? Okay, next. Then, once I have my market demand, okay, let me ask you what's the equilibrium? Equilibrium in the market diagram is what? What are the two relevant curves? Market demand and market supply. So with market demand out and market supply out, I have my point A. And this will be my market quantity XO. Get it? Okay, of course, I don't need, okay, you can come with this first. Okay, then with the price I can extend to the left. This will be my MRIO, and where MC cut MR, this will be my profit maximizing point. I can also derive my XIO. And there's only one type of firm. The only way for it to be a PC question is every firm must be gross profit. So this curve left, curve right, this will be my ACIO. You get it? AA derived. Can? AA derived. So, do you see? All can see? Okay, so do you see is really depend on whether it's exporting or importing. Okay, this is what I meant. So you have to show your price in this case is set on your own. Therefore, do you see this price is not even tracing down from here. Price is a separate column because this one is purely set on your own. This price variable is set on your own. Okay, but from the exporting importing you will know. Okay, if you are exporting, you will have a what? You will have a market demand curve out. Can? And your market supply curve will be the same as your local supply curve. Right? And these two together will give you your point A, your XO. Do you see? Point A or your XO. Try to see this, okay? Try to see this. Your point A, your first equilibrium, point A, and your, over here you have your XO, right? Your XO. Okay? But what if you talk about importing industry? Okay? Maybe I use a different color. Importing industry. For importing industry where local supply is less than your local demand, right? This is exporting. So for importing industry, what we have is this. Importing industry, you will have a what? Different market supply. And your market demand will be the same. Okay, so you need to extend for this, but this one is the same. And these two come together will give you your point A. And this one, you will derive a different XO, right? All can see now? Okay, so and your PO, listen, your PO is chosen separately at the start. It's your control point, depending on the industry. All can see? Okay, next thing, they want something extra. Whenever it's exporting industry, stage 1, they want something. Last time, stage 1, you only have what? PO, XO, XIO, job done. Now, you need to show what is your export. EXO. You need this extra thing. And over here, if you are talking about importing industry, you need to show where is your import. IMO. Okay, complete picture. Okay, only two equilibrium. A. Okay. Okay, and of course, even talk about the firm diagram, right? Firm diagram. Hey, once you can derive this, you realize this one will give you your what? MRIO. See? MC and MR together will give you your point A in your firm diagram. This is easy. And this one you can get your XIO. Right? Right? With your price. Price is chosen by you. Do you see? Price is no longer determined by any of the earlier curve already. Price in this case is chosen by you. Do you see now? Okay. So this is your open market initial equilibrium setup. Okay. Hey, there's no way you're going to memorize this. This is just to help you to streamline your thinking process. Okay. Use this to streamline your thinking process. Don't even bother to memorize. Okay. Can? So that after 1 month, after 2 months, which you will most likely forget everything I say here, try to figure out this, what this means. When you figure out this, what this means, you will have recollect everything that I've taught. Can? Can? So over here, A. How do you find your export import? Very simple. Look at the price. Look at the price and look at what is your local production and local demand. At this price level, what is my, this is what? This is my local demand. Local demand is this, right? Local demand is this. This is my local. This price, I hit my local demand curve. Right? This is my local demand. What? This is my local demand. So when I want to find export and import, I refer only to the what? local demand and local supply curve. Okay, this is my local demand curve, right? This is my market demand, but this is my local demand curve. At this price, my local will buy so much. So I say XLO. You please denote clearly. XLO is in this case is the local demand. Okay, local demand. Can? And local supply, local supply, same as market supply, local supply. At this price, bam, this will be my local supply. You don't need to write again XSO, don't need, okay? So, but you have to denote this very clearly. The key is this, you denote whether the XLO is your local demand or your local supply. Over here, how much my local buy? Local demand curve, at this price, bam, I hit my local demand curve, XLO. So this is local demand. The quantity demanded locally. Local supply is this curve. Hit, this will be a local supply, right? Local supply more than local demand, right? My local demand only so much, but my local supply so much. Why? Because out of so much I supply, so much is bought by local. The remaining will be what? Will be bought by foreign buyer. So this is my export. Can? Understand? So over here you need to say, anyway, I will try to type out answer for you. XLO in this context is the what? Local demand initially, and XO is the market equivalent quantity, which is also the local supply. Given local supply more than local demand, this gap will be your export. Understand? This is all you need for stage 1.